I love how he keeps looking up.
Good evening again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Tailgate Talk Nebraska. We have Braden down here on the end, Jeff right in the middle, and myself, Derek, here hosting. We got Brian Denton all the way out in Colorado, and I think he's got a special guest with him later on. Prime Deion Sanders will be in there with him, but since Brian's a big Colorado fan now. But anyway, it is a very special night. Why? We are 25 a little under 25 hours away from the Husker 25 football season kicking off, guys. And
I can't wait.
It is going to be go Huskers! But we're going to talk a little bit tonight to start off with about a little bit of NFL stuff going on right now. Some movement, some signings, some cuts, some different things there. And let's start in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. The Washington Commanders have signed Terry McLaurin, and that is good news for young Mr. Daniels.
And they traded Brian.
They traded Brian Robinson to the Niners.
Yeah.
To play behind McCaffrey. And that makes me wonder, I don't know what you guys think, does San Francisco think Christian won't last the whole year, and that's why they brought in a running back like Brian Robinson Jr.?
Well, I think Christian's done. I would be surprised if he has a good year this year. That injury last year just lingered on him. I think it's going to linger a little bit more. I think he's going to be a lightly used running back this year.
I think it's weird that Samuels and Brian switched teams.
Yeah.
I know there wasn't at the same time. It wasn't an actual trade, but I just find it strange that the two flipped.
All right, well, let me ask you guys this. Who got the better player out of the situation? Did the Niners get a better player in Brian Robinson Jr.? Is Debo past his prime, or is he going to help Washington for the next 2 to 3 years?
I think Debo is a more versatile player, but I think in Washington's situation, I think Brian was the better back for their situation. They have wide receivers.
Right. But they do have a gentleman in that backfield that did show some stuff with the Chargers a couple years ago, in Austin Eckler. Eckler's not a bad running back in the NFL. He just never had his chance because he was playing behind people his entire career.
I think 49ers won out of that deal, but I was telling Jeff today, like, they have Eckler, but I think you see Debo be a lot where he was with the Niners. You're going to see him out in the backfield a lot more. You're going to see him at wide receiver. I just think it depends on how they use Debo, but I think he's past his prime, and I think the Niners got the better deal. But then again, on the Niners situation, they have CMC. I mean, how are they going to use Brian? It's all the team that uses the player to their max potential.
Yeah.
I honestly think Debo will play a part, but to bring him in and pay him what they did, I just don't think he's going to live up to that hype. McLaurin's their guy. That's their guy.
Well, yeah.
But I think Debo will add like a little bit of a wild card to the team that they were missing. However, I don't think he's going to have as big of impact as they think he is.
I think the Washington Commanders go as far as Daniels goes.
Yeah.
As he takes them. And I don't think it would have mattered which running back they had. As long as they signed McLaurin, they go as far as Daniels takes them.
Well, another thing to look at, and this is off the actual NFL, and you go to the fantasy aspect of it, those who have already had their drafts and were thinking Brian Robinson Jr. was going to be the starting running back for the Commanders, maybe wasted a second or a third round on him.
Yeah, because he's going to be split time at best.
Exactly, unless C-Mac goes down.
Right, but at the beginning, like I said, he's going to be part-time.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why some people do hold their drafts early.
Bye, Brian.
Some people hold their drafts late, and that's why we do that.
Good point.
So, moving on. How about some of the other big news coming out? And I believe
I got it right here
down there. There was one other one that
I didn't do actual work today. I did tailgate talk work at work today.
I was trying to remember.
Yeah. The biggest one for me
Kenny Pickett
is
going
Kenny
from the Browns
Pickett,
to the Raiders. which moves Shador Sanders to QB3 for the Cleveland Browns.
I think it saves his spot.
Yeah.
If they would have got rid of Prickett, I think they would have cut him.
They would have had to.
Well, one Sanders got cut. Shiloh got cut from the Buccaneers. And, usually when a player gets cut, especially a rookie coming in, you don't hear a whole lot about it. But Daddy had a press conference about the whole thing. Did you see that?
I
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah, he said he was physically ready to go at this prime and mentally ready to go at his prime. Not even 48 hours after he threw a punch at the tight end of the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were going to give him a lot of playing time in that game to earn a spot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he didn't make it out of the first quarter
Mm.
before he mentally broke down.
Yeah.
Typical Sander.
I don't think that he's really going to amount to much in the pros anyway. He was decent at Colorado, but I wouldn't say that he was a great player. So
No,
to me-
he's small for his position. Who was it? Emmett Johnson ran him over and broke his arm.
Dowdell.
Oh, Dowdell. Yeah, it was Dowdell.
Yeah.
Literally just ran him
right
over.
through him.
He starts going against the Derrick Henrys, and he wasn't tackling one of them guys.
I was going to say, wait till he tries to tackle Derrick Henry once, and we'll see what happens.
But in one of the most stunning moves that I have seen an NFL team make in a long, long time, and I couldn't believe when I saw that this guy was cut to make room on the 53-man roster. Tommy Danny DeVito of the Giants was cut.
Yeah.
And I was looking at DeVito probably being QB2 on that Giants team.
Oh,
Kind of
my.
rush. But Jeff, I don't understand. How do your Giants make a move like that? They get rid of Jones. Now they get rid of DeVito.
We got rid of our problems. And look, other people are picking him up. Jones is the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
So there are people with a worse quarterback situation than we have.
Yeah.
How are you
No.
going to feel when Daniel Jones just takes Indianapolis over the hump this year? like they lose 4 games in post. How are you going to feel? Truly, I really want to know.
If that happens, we'll have to go there and see how that feels, because I can't even picture such a like that. Hey,
Well,
no, it's
another one
not
is last year it was Sam Darnold who took the Vikings to a playoff run, did a great job. He's now in Seattle. JJ McCarthy named the starter in Minnesota, but the Vikings did sign Carson Wentz.
oh my God! This game changer.
Is Carson Wentz going to take over for JJ if JJ struggles?
I can see it. You put Sam Darnold in there that truly has a lot of experience. He does. He jumped team to team, but you put him in a situation and he made it.
Some Carson Wentz.
But we're also talking about a rookie that may not be what he was. Carson Wentz has taken.
Has taken what?
He took. I'm not even gonna say it.
Philadelphia.
Well, let's
Yeah.
look at it.
But
Let's
then
look at it.
And Nick Foles took
Nick
him
Foles won it all.
took him to the championship and won it.
Yeah, Brian.
Well, let's look at it. Everywhere that Wentz has been, he's put up good stats. I'm just saying. He when he was at Indianapolis, he had a great year. He did.
Sign through this.
Saying.
It's right there.
Yeah, you're right. Dumb.
Well,
Fail. There's a few that fit the situation.
Well,
but
news
do you
out of Los Angeles, Matt Stafford, who was questionable for a while whether he was going to be able to play the first few games. Now they're saying that herniated disc in his back is better. They're expecting him to go week 1, which should be a big, big help to a lot of people who say drafted Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams in their fantasy draft, because without Stafford in there, I don't know if those guys are going to put up the numbers that they could.
No, not even close. Who's even their backup? Is it the Georgia guy?
Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett.
Yeah. So
That's
big news there coming from that. We'll touch a little bit more. Well, we'll touch a lot bit more next Wednesday night on the NFL, as they will kick off 24 hours from our show. But right now, guys, we're going to dive into it. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. ESPN. It is the game. GEH Field down at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, where the Cincinnati Bearcats come into town for a home game and 70,000 people cheering against them. against the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Let's do it. Go Big Red!
Go Big Red! So, yes, we start off
So
third year, Matt Rule. Jeff and Braden have been drinking the Rule 8 here a little bit ago. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
they are primed. I'm excited to see what Nebraska is going to come out with. And this is the reason why. Cincinnati, last year, one of only 2 teams in the regular season to beat Arizona State.
Yep.
And we all know Arizona State was a decent team. Now, I know that was last year. This is this year. Everything changes from year to year in college football. But you take a look, Cincinnati is not a Wagner. They're not a, Sam Houston State. They're not a Division II FCS team. They are a Division I team. They do play in the Big 12, which I know everybody says the Big 12 is a lot weaker than the Big 10 SEC.
You're looking at this game all wrong. You're trying to judge what Cincinnati is. Doesn't matter what Cincinnati is. This is about Nebraska. This is about our Shock the Nation tour. This is about the beginning of a 10-2 season and a playoff run. That's what's happening tomorrow night at 8:00. And it could be Ohio State going against us tomorrow night, and it wouldn't make a difference. Nebraska's starting their run, and they're going to destroy somebody tomorrow night. This is like the Colorado game last year. It didn't matter who played us that day. That was the hate, that was the hype, that was the expectation that was put upon them, and they went out and performed. And tomorrow night they're going to do the same.
Keep preaching, Jeff. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I think Nebraska is going to win tomorrow night.
They're going big.
I'm just trying to put some points out there because that's what we do on this show, Jeff. I know where's that sign at?
What sign you looking
Mr.
for?
Benson.
Oh, he's in here.
Yeah. I know Jeff is that. Woo! But we talk
I can't look like him.
we talk sports on this show. We talk football, college and pro, and we try to break it down. Now, do we agree Nebraska's probably going to win tomorrow night? Yes. I will say that 100%. But what I'm saying is you take what they did to Colorado last year. That was at Memorial Stadium. That was in Lincoln. That was at home. That atmosphere was rocking. GEH Field down in Kansas City, yes, it's going to be a home game for Nebraska.
Absolutely. You don't think that place is going to be rocking? That place is loud. Their stands are straight up and down. It's built for noise. You're going to outnumber them 10-1. There's going to be 66,000 of Husker fans and 7,000 Cincinnati fans at best.
Look at what they bought. But what I'm saying is Nebraska is starting off against a Power 5 conference. And that is what you want to see. You want to see that right away. That was the point I was trying to get to, is they weren't just playing a pushover team down there tomorrow night. They're actually playing a team that
has history.
They did make playoffs a few years ago.
Yeah.
Should they have now? But they did make playoffs here.
They were undefeated.
They did what they had to do.
Yeah.
But
I just want to say I think it's a 1-score game.
Wow, you're such a there's
signs for this.
Because, well,
air
31-10.
You
know what Nebraska's known for is playing down to the level of their opponents. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They play to the level of their opponents.
Past into this.
I can.
This is a new world.
Because it's been 3 coaches long that they've done this.
It doesn't matter what the other coaches did. We're into Rule now. This is rules. This is rules mentality, and
they do it with Rule.
You want to take what Rule did at the other schools that he coached at? Let's have that discussion because we are in year 3 of Rule, and every year time he gets double digits and wins, and he becomes a serious contender. And with the upgrades, Holderson, the special teams coach. I mean, we upgraded our wide receivers. Our offensive line is 300 plus, 2 deep all the way across. I mean, this is not the Husker team that Scott Frost had. This sure Mr. Sprinkles had.
They're not going to get double-digit wins.
Oh, they are going to get double-digit wins, and I pray that we get Oregon in the championship of Big Ten.
I do
That's
too.
what this needs
I
to be.
really do too.
I mean, we were going to drop Michigan in week 4. Then we're going to drop USC. We're going to lose Penn State, and then we're going to play the championship, hopefully to an undefeated Oregon team that we're going to wax to make our statement to win the Big Ten.
I think Nebraska's a 9-win team.
Well, I guess we don't even have to watch college football this year. We know how it's going to go.
Yeah, right. No, the times that happened.
So this is my thing. Dylan Raiola, when he has time in the pocket, is one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
Yes.
When you get pressure on him, that's when he is a little shaky, trying to get out of the pocket, throw on the run, make that. But if he has time to go through his progressions, Dylan Raiola, sign him up for the Heisman race. You know? Now,
That coaching him.
Come on.
First thing,
now.
If I could punch through a freaking computer screen right now with that look on his face after Derek.
The first thing you got to remember when you talk about Raiola is his new coach. Holderson. He's about getting rid of the ball fast, taking pressure off your offensive line because you make quick decisions and you move down the field. You make your regular plays regular.
But what does Nebraska have to do to open that up for Dylan? They have to get a running game going, and they have to find a consistent running back to get that running game going, because then
That's it.
you can work play action, you can work screens, you can work all sorts of stuff off of that. Cincinnati does have a returning all Big 12 player in the middle of that defensive line, Dominic Corleone.
Yep.
Who is like 6'2", 325. He's a big kid, very athletic, and hopefully you'll see him get double teamed. But if he gets space, he's a tough guy to handle.
He's one guy out of 11.
I'm just saying, he is, you got to look at what their strength is and what their weakness is, and they're weak on the backside. So the
Have you seen the pictures of Emmett Johnson? He put on almost 15 pounds.
Yeah, 15
I mean,
pounds.
he looks like a brick house this time.
And that brings me back to the other point about Dylan Raiola that Derek made, is that yes, Dylan last year did struggle when he had to get out of the pocket and run the ball. He cut a lot of weight.
Just
He
gained muscle.
He gained a lot. Yes, he slim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Because he still ran at 205.
Yeah, he toned up. I mean, they're talking. He looks quicker. He can make. I mean, and that's whole Dana's offensive scheme is get the ball out quick. But he can. I think he can get out of the pocket better than he did last year. And the other point that's awesome is we are so deep on the offensive line.
Yeah.
We have 3 starters at left tackle. That we have a Bama recruit as our 3rd string freaking left tackle. I mean, we're deep.
And we thought he was going to be a starter.
Yeah.
And now he's 3rd.
Yeah.
But all the way across the line, they're 320 plus.
Yeah.
And they're 3 deep or 2 deep
We're
at
2 deep.
320 plus.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to rotate them in and out. We're going to have fresh legs in there blocking in the 4th quarter. We're going to wear teams down.
Yeah.
We're going to have, like in the old days, 4th quarter's ours. And we're going to run it right down their throat to make it happen.
I do have one question. Last year, their defense was really good.
Yeah.
Nebraska's defense was really good. That's what helped them win a lot of games last year. How good is that defense this year? After losing some of the players they
Ty
did.
Robinson and Nat Cutmaker in the middle of that defense.
Yeah.
Line.
That's
Ty
another
Robinson's
and Gifford. I mean, Gifford's the other one too. But
Yeah.
we're so deep at backer and we're so confident in our secondary. With running a 3-3-5, I've talked about this a lot today, that you don't need studs on the D line. You need guys to get in the right position to let your backers make the tackles. With
But
running that 3-3-5, we're 9 deep at backer.
Yeah.
I mean, we're some are better than others, but we are deep at backer. Where if we have smart guys on the defensive line to help us stop the run, it's going to look a lot like last year.
Well,
I truly think so.
all I'm saying is Ty Robinson was a big loss. He
I
was
was a big loss.
Yeah.
Both of
he
them.
was
They're both big losses. I agree.
But in this, like he was saying, in the scheme of things, though, it's a linebacker defense. You don't need your strength to be the defensive line. You just need a capable defensive line. Last year we had the benefit of a great offensive line, our defensive line. But
Who's
that's
going to
not
be
what
your
makes plays though. It's the linebackers.
Who's going to be your Ty Robinson this year? Because
We
Ty
don't need
Robinson.
Ty Robinson. That's what we're saying.
Hold on. What I'm saying is Ty Robinson was a leader of that team. Period. Who's going to step up as a Ty Robinson? Because
There's
he
always
came
a new
in.
leader on the defense.
I'm just saying, who's going to be that?
Defense is all attitude.
It wasn't just defense though. He stepped in on the offensive side too. So who's going to be that guy?
I see Rayola taking a big step towards that this year on both sides of the ball. Really, I mean,
Me too.
that's Rayola has
Mature.
conditioned his game around Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it's obvious, and Patrick Mahomes is that way. You'll see him talking to the defense. You'll see him talking to the offense. I remember a few years ago, KC got down 21 points in a playoff game, and he just went up and down the sidelines with his offensive line, his skill players. It's like, we're fine, one play at a time, boom, 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 boom. And I think they ended up winning 50-something to 20-something in that game. I think it was against the Texans. But that's kind of what Rayola's doing. And yeah, he was a freshman, sophomore the last couple of years. Now he is in that junior role. He has those 2 years left. He knows it's time for him to step up and be that guy, I think. And I think you'll see Rayola take that step.
I'm just saying somebody this year has to take that step. One of them for Nebraska to be the 10-win team or whatever you guys think he's going to be. I think they have to have that player this year. And we don't know who that's going to be yet.
Right. We don't need to know who it is at this moment, but it'll be there.
Yeah.
And they probably already know who it is from the practice team, from the fall camp and the summer workouts. They probably already know the guy. We just don't know him yet. But, 25 hours from now, 24 and a half hours from now, we're all going to get to meet him and get to see him in action. And I can't wait. I can't wait.
It could be the punter from Australia. You don't know.
Yeah.
And Steve Sybil, we would watch him at the luncheon today. He had great things to say about that punter thing and the scheme that we're going to run and how he was dropping him inside the 10 over and over again.
Kick with both legs.
Kick with both legs. Kick to the left. Kick to the right.
Very rugby style punter.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen them almost ever.
And then he said, he goes, as we were watching him practice, he was doing these roll out to the left, roll out to the right, holding the ball till the guys got down there and then kick it. And then all of a sudden, he seen him suck it down and run for 10 yards. And he's a rugby player.
Yeah.
He ran through a linebacker.
Well, before the show ends tonight, I'm going to go around. We're all going to give our prediction on what we think the score is going to be tomorrow night. But let's flash back now to last Saturday. Dublin, Ireland. Battle of the top 25 teams, and Iowa State coming out with the victory over Kansas State. I believe it was a 3-point victory,
24-21.
And for two top 25 teams, the first three quarters did not look like that.
It was funny.
They nerves, everything else was going on there, and you saw turnovers and this and
sloppy plays, dropping the ball.
It just was not good football. Fourth quarter, I will say, they did straighten it out. They both played some good ball. It was a good game down the stretch. But Iowa State takes that early advantage in that Big 12 race, guys.
Absolutely. That's huge.
Yeah.
Those are the two teams that are projected up top. So that's a big win for Iowa State.
Two of them.
Well,
two of the couple.
If you look at the game last week, if you can win ugly, you're going to have a good year. I think Iowa State is going to be a team to contend with in the Big 12. Avery Johnson still played a really good game. It wasn't on Avery Johnson at all. Avery Johnson did his job. It's just his team around him let him down. And turnovers and everything just let K-State down. K-State should have won that game. But Iowa State won ugly, and I think that's going to continue.
Iowa State took advantage of the mistakes Kansas State made early.
Yeah.
They turned them into points, even if it was a 3-point here, a touchdown here. It was they took advantage of it. K-State was playing from behind, and that's not what they're built for.
No.
And especially when they came into the fourth quarter and they were still down by double digits. They got it within 3, but there just was no time left on the clock.
No.
And Iowa State showed that they could get first downs.
Yep.
Well, it was a sloppy game all the way around. The weather was sloppy.
It was pouring rain.
I mean,
you can't take anything away from Rocco Beck. He is a good quarterback over in Iowa State, and is it Hayward or whatever the running back there? He looked really good as well. So
When I was looking at some of the stats, though, one of the stats that really stuck out at me: Kansas State was 0 for 2 on fourth downs.
mhm.
Iowa State 3 for 3 on
Yeah.
fourth downs. Every time they went for it, they got it, and that wins you close games.
Well, now we're going to come back across the pond, and we're going to go to the state of Kansas again. Kansas Jayhawks went out against Fresno State Saturday evening,
Rock
and
Chalk Jayhawk.
looked strong. I know it was against Fresno State. It's not a big time team, but Daniels, Jalen Daniels.
Yep.
No, Jaden Daniels.
Jalen.
Yeah,
Jalen.
There's Jalen and Jay.
Yeah.
They confused me. But
He looked good.
Daniels looked good. He was calm in the pocket. I mean, he is a 32-year-old, 12th year senior, but he did look good back there. And you know, they upgraded. They've got the Henderson kid who came from LSU or Alabama, one of the two. I think Alabama, the receiver. He looked good.
What?
I just hit the record button.
Henshaw, the running back who takes over for Devin Neal, who was Mr. Everything for KU the last couple of years, looked pretty good running the ball as well. And the defense had a couple big picks late in the game to solidify that. So the way I look at it, you know, last year KU had some up and downs in the middle of the year, but they finished out beating Iowa State, beating BYU, and beating Colorado.
Yeah. You keep pointing out that Fresno's not a big school or anything, but you know what? On the first game of the year, you come out and you play one of those schools. They did what they were supposed to do. They beat them 31-7.
Yeah.
They went out and handled that. They handled their game and made sure that everybody knew that they were the better team.
Yes.
You know, you go into those games sometimes, and that a game like that turns close. That's when you know you have trouble coming down the stretch. They didn't have. They went out there and they handled their business.
That's what Kansas struggled with last year, is they didn't handle the games they should have,
Right.
and that was a big statement by Kansas this week. I
Yeah.
think, saying
And
that they just handled it.
who knows if that could propel them into talk later on down the road of being in that Big 12 race. You know, they don't play a lot of the big teams out of the Big 12 this year. They've only got a couple of them.
Well,
So,
the Big 12's so wide open.
and they get Kansas State and Lawrence this year too. So,
Well, that they looked better than the other two that were top 25 teams.
yeah,
To me,
I felt so too.
I think they were more polished. They, both K-State and Iowa State looked just not ready for that game. I think Kansas looked better than both of them.
Well,
Their
let's
stadium
jump-
looked awesome too. Their new stadium.
yeah, the new stadium does look good.
Thanks to the donor.
But let's move ahead to Friday night. And we've got some, first off, for Friday night, let me wish a great season coming up to the Beatrice Orangemen, to the Southern Raiders, to the Del Rodale Griffins, to the Tri-County Trojans, Freeman Falcons, all of the local schools around this area. I hope you all have a very successful football season. I love going out and watching some Friday night lights around this area. Lewis and Tigers have a season this year. So we've covered everywhere from 6-man to 11-man, and that's stretch right there. But Friday night in the NCAA, you've got some key games that we want to see how these teams. Auburn at Baylor, guys. Auburn at Baylor is going to be. Baylor's kind of sitting in that middle of the Big 12. People don't know how they're going to be this year. Auburn, kind of the same in the SEC. So that's going to be a big game for both of them coming out.
I've actually heard Baylor for winning the Big 12.
I've heard that too.
So Auburn, you never know what you're going to get. They always recruit well. However, they kind of fluctuate. They'll go through a straight stage where they're a national.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Cam Newton graduated though. But
But
I don't know if
but
they're going to pick 6 this year.
Auburn's one of them teams that they'll go from a national title contender to middle ground, and you never know where they're going to be. So,
Yeah.
that'll be an interesting game. I don't even know what to think on that game, honestly.
Auburn is a giant killer.
They are.
You know, you don't expect them to really be in the hunt at the end of the year, but along the way they're going to knock some people off
Yep.
and knock their block off, catch them by surprise. When it comes to Baylor, I don't know a lot about Baylor other than the fact that they're getting a lot of a lot of talk right now about actually what they're going to do and how they're going to perform in the Big 12. I think the Auburn game will be a big step for them to prove it.
Yeah. Another game Friday night that's going to be a big one, and Brian, it's out in your neck of the woods. Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jackets out of the ECC, are going to travel out to Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado to take on the next era of Prime's coaching career without all of his kids.
And the experts, they got Georgia Tech favored by 4.5.
Yeah.
They got an over/under score of 52-5 because neither team plays very good defense. This is going to be a barn burner, and Georgia Tech's got a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I-
Great after they beat Florida State last year, but it just turned out that Florida State sucked.
Yeah,
And that was the Ireland game last year.
and the problem with this game is, let's say they beat Colorado real bad. Most likely it's because Colorado and all that too.
Yeah.
I mean, this ain't going to be a proving ground for Georgia Tech. Now, Colorado, on the other hand, they need this win.
Let me ask you guys this. Colorado, this is the beginning of Prime coaching without Shiloh, without Shador, without Travis Hunter. He tried to put everything around those three guys
Yes.
the last few years. Now he's just going to be a coach. He's not going to be coaching his kids. He's not going to be coaching any of that. Do we find out now what kind of coach Prime is and what he can do with the team when he's not focused on three players?
I think so. 100%. I think this actually works out better for him.
Yeah.
I agree with Jeff. I think he's going to have a better team this year than he did last year.
Just because he's the coach without bias.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't, he doesn't have to put all of that on, and it's not, let's make Shador be the best he can. Let's make sure Travis is the one he's throwing to. Let's make sure Shiloh and Travis are doing their jobs on the defensive side of the ball. And I'm not saying Prime did that, but it looked like that a lot of the time, that he wanted Shador to be the spotlight kid.
I'm sorry, but if you're a father and you're coaching your kid, you want him to look good. I'm sorry, but that's just human.
It's just like Little League Baseball.
Hey, he
when they have
padded
the
stats. I mean, he did things to pad Shooter's stats. For example, he didn't let him throw the ball out of bounds. He was supposed to run out of bounds, because he didn't want the incomplete pass. He wanted to keep that 70% completion percentage, things along that lines. And that's not the right way to coach.
Right. Well, let's move on. And
Wait, who do you think's gonna win?
that game,
Yeah,
Colorado.
you,
I got Colorado.
Brian.
I'm on Colorado. I'm not sold on Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
You never
I
know
think
what you're
Georgia
gonna
Tech. I'm still a Dion hater.
I'm not saying I'm a Dion lover.
Yeah.
I loved watching the guy in the NFL, but
Yeah, one of
I
my favorite
just
players
think-
of all time.
I just think now that he doesn't have all of that other distraction with his
Yeah.
kids and Travis Hunter, and
And I think in the long term that will work out for him. I think there's going to be growing pains
Yeah.
as he transfers over to that, and how will he handle defeat?
Right.
How will he handle the bad moments? When it was his kid standing in front of him, he held his tongue.
Mhm.
But we know when other kids messed up,
Yep.
he was quick to.
And he didn't really go after Travis Hunter either because he knew what kind of generational player he was
But
for him.
he'd been around Travis Hunter since he was a junior in high school.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean there was a lot more
He was like a
connection
kid to it.
Yeah,
He was like a
absolutely.
kid to it.
So now he's going to have a quarterback that he has no attachment to. What's going to happen when he starts throwing interceptions?
Yep.
Is he going to blow up? Because Dion has never been good about keeping his attitude.
No.
in check.
I honestly think you're going to see a better Dion. I think Dion's going to be more level-headed. If you guys see my post earlier this week, he started savings for all of his players. Like he's looking out for his players. He's a players coach. Whether you like him or hate him, he's a players coach.
And I have
And-
heard the guys that play for him love him. I've heard that. I've heard that if they
I've
play
heard that
for
too.
him, they love him. They love. He's like a father figure to them more than
Yeah.
he is a coach. But I think now he's going to be able to just kick back and coach football.
Maybe it's just the Midwesterner. I mean, he's just too flamboyant, too outspoken. He's loud. He's obnoxious on that sideline.
Now, wait a minute.
He's
You
Jeff.
said he was a player.
I did
And
love
that's
him as a
how he
player.
was as a player.
Yeah.
High stepping into the end zone, the do rag, the trash
And I
talk.
did. When he played for San Francisco, that was awesome. Then he went over to Dallas and he did the same things. I mean,
Where did he start at?
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And he was a wide receiver and a defensive back.
He was
for
too
them.
legit.
Yeah, too legit. That's
Didn't-
you're right. And
didn't
then
he
he played
start-
baseball at the same time
Yeah.
when he played for Atlanta.
He was great.
I mean, he was an athlete. He was a true generational athlete.
He was the second best in that era behind Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Bo
I mean,
Jackson was the best.
Bo,
two
if Bo
player.
doesn't get injured, Bo would have been.
Yeah, I hear you
Better
guys,
than Dion.
and I understand that that's the take on it. I disagree, but
Yeah.
Bo Jackson got hurt.
Bo was a better baseball player.
He was a
Than
better
Dion.
baseball player.
Way better baseball player than Dion. Dion had the speed, but Bo had the speed too. And football, I will never forget him running Boz over at the goal line in the Kingdom on
That
Saturday
was
on Monday night.
awesome. But I was a boss hater, so I mean,
It was
Plus,
easy to be.
Jim Hall, yeah, it was easy.
Plus, he was unstoppable at Temple Bowl, Jeff.
He was.
You
Exactly.
couldn't stop him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they made him 110.
Yeah. Yeah, forget the 99 man or
Yeah.
anything, man. You have Bo in the old school Tecmo Bowl, he was a 120. So,
You break the first 3 tackles and make the next guy miss.
and then you just run in circles and run out the whole first quarter with him and score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Let's move on to another Saturday game that I'm interested in seeing because a lot of people are thinking this team has a shot at doing something in the Big 12. And a lot of people are thinking that the other team is going to be a little bit down in the Big 10. You've got the Utah Utes traveling to take on the Bruins and UCLA and Nico starting at quarterback there. So you've got a team who didn't live up to the expectation last year in Utah in the Big 12. They were picked to be one of the top contenders. And you've got a team that's kind of been borderline the last couple of years, playing in the Pac-10, Pac-12, and now the Big 10 in UCLA. But they get a big-time quarterback coming in there, guys, to Los Angeles. Nico he's a good quarterback. And how do you see this war shaking out?
I say Utah has proven that their defense is back. Their injuries are in their past. This will be the first step to reasserting themselves as a national power.
It's going to be really interesting to see what UCLA gives Nico.
Right.
The talent around him that they can't, if they built talent around him to see how good they can be. Nico's proving he's a great quarterback.
Yeah.
He's a great quarterback, but without any decent receivers around you, that means nothing. So it's hard to pick a team in this game, but I'd probably go Utah too, but I could be biting my tongue next week and UCLA wins by 40 because they actually gave Nico some guys. So
Yes.
it's going to be, that's one of the more interesting games in my opinion to watch this weekend.
I agree. I think this is going to be a very interesting game. I honestly think Utah takes a step back, and I think UCLA takes a step forward. I think Deshaun Foster is going to take a step forward this year for UCLA. I really do. He started making a move for him last year, late in the year. They started slow, but they started making moves last year. So I think he just continues that. I honestly think UCLA wins this game.
I just have no faith in UCLA.
Again, for all of you watching us, we're talking about different things that we've kind of read and looked over and done our research on. But
And personal feelings.
we could be completely wrong on every game we're talking about tonight. I mean, we could be
Well, I
wrong.
mean, you could be, but
We know Jeff's wrong on all the games. we're
Well,
talking about, so.
Jeff knows.
You know,
Right.
I was gonna say my back is feeling a little bit better from March when I had to carry somebody in the March Madness bracket.
Yeah, that ain't no kidding.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, maybe.
Right. If there was an I in team, it would have been the March Madness bracket. Because Derek was the I.
But what we're saying here is, I mean, we want to give you guys some games to think about watching, you know, besides the Nebraska game tomorrow night, besides maybe your favorite team coming up on Friday or Saturday. There's a lot of games out there early in this year that are very interesting to see how these teams are going to shape out. And Utah UCLA is one of those. I think, yeah, I know we're getting to it.
Okay,
We're getting to it.
you're leaving that one out.
But what I'm really looking to is how does Nico handle the bright lights of LA, the Rose Bowl, all the stuff he has going on out there? What kind of weapons does he have around him? I think if he's got any kind of weapons around him, I see UCLA pulling this one out by 6-9 points.
I mean, I would really love to see UCLA have a run so that when we beat them, that it means something. I mean, that'd be great, but I just don't see UCLA being in that position. I imagine them to be a 4-3 team when we play them.
I'm not saying that they're going to go on a run and go undefeated right now. I'm just saying I don't think Utah is going to be the team everybody's thought they were, because the guy they had at quarterback the last few years, his AARP card came in. Now he's retired.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Now, last year, you can't count that against them. They were on their 6th quarterback. They had a guy that was a tight end
Okay.
that was throwing the ball around in their last game because they ran out of quarterbacks. I mean, they didn't even have freshmen that had quarterback experience. They had the worst injury run probably of any team ever.
But their defense still gave up a lot of points every game.
Well, that's
What do we know about?
Let's talk about you, okay?
Mhm.
Your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jamie Winston was their quarterback.
He sucked.
Their defense was what? Middle of the pack?
Yeah.
Defense really didn't change much. But you bring in Tom Brady, you get rid of 25 interceptions, and that was a top 5 defense
Yeah.
that went in and racked Kansas City right out of the gate. That's Utah. You take away them turnovers from that offense, give that defense a chance to do their jobs, and they're a top-rate defense again.
But did they have a
As-
run?
They did.
As a guy that's watched Utah a lot, and they've hurt my team a lot.
Yeah.
What are they known for? They're known for being a gritty, hard-nosed team. I didn't see that last year. I
No.
didn't see that last year at all. So,
There's too many injuries.
but do they? My thing is, the key to this is, do they get that back? Does Ken Wisenhunt get that back for them? Is what I mean by that. They have one of the longest tenured coaches in football,
Mm-hmm.
but is Wisenhunt running to the end? at
One
this
bad
point?
year is not going to change how he coaches and the outcome
Just
of
saying.
the coaching.
I'm just saying Utah's a wild card. I'm not sure what they're going to be at all. I have no idea.
Hard-nosed, gritty defense team, in my opinion.
And they very well could be. I mean, they always have been. But let's move on. 6:30 ABC. Prime time, Death Valley. LSU Tigers going in to take on the Clemson Tigers. Battle of the Tigers down there. And top 25 matchup again here, guys.
Yeah, hey, you got Clemson. They're favored by 4. They have another shootout that they think that's going to be with an over/under 57.5 points. That's a lot of points, especially for 2 top 10 teams going at it. I think Clemson is primed. They've been talking about the recruiting class. They used NIL money finally. They actually used the portal to bring in some players this year. Sweeney realizes if he's going to compete, he's going to have to play the game on the offseason. This year he did. LSU, I mean,
Brian Keller's on the hot seat.
absolutely.
He's got to have a good season here to keep his job. And they got their quarterback to stay, which was the biggest thing. Everyone thought he was going to transfer. Big time defensive kid, best friends, gets him to stay. And this is going to be probably the most fun game to watch all weekend. You have Clemson that's favored to win the ACC. You have LSU, which is not favored to win the SEC, but still up there. They're always up there, no matter how bad of a year they have the year before. And it's two quarterbacks that are now veterans in the college football world, and it's going to be a shootout. I can see the over sitting easily, and it's not a lot of points, but this game's going to be a shootout.
I think it's gonna be exciting.
It's going to be a very exciting
That's
game.
one. If you're only gonna catch one game on Saturday, this will be a fun one to watch.
That's the one to watch for sure.
I honestly agree. I think Clemson pulls it out, and I think this is the end of Brian Kelly and LSU.
Because
I
Brian
don't-
Kelly, as always, has been
I agree.
overrated.
I
Didn't
agree.
lose Ohio State last year to a national title.
Did he lead it? I mean, he was an offensive coordinator. I mean,
No, Chip Kelly.
That was Chip Kelly.
Yeah, Jim Kelly can't win the big one. Like I said last year, I think Brian Kelly had more to do with the success of Ohio State than Ryan Day did.
I understand that.
You could
Wait,
disagree,
wait.
but I am not
Wait.
sold on Ryan Day.
We're
I've
talking
never
about
been
two
Kelly
different
fan,
people.
right?
Yeah.
But I think what he did last year as an offensive coordinator, I think that's his natural coaching spot.
Yeah.
The head coaching spot is where he's always struggled.
Yeah.
But every time he's been an offensive coordinator, the man has always pulled it
Hold
together.
on.
I mean,
Hold
even
on.
like when he was at Oregon, he ran
Hold
the offense.
on. We're talking about two different people.
Oh yeah, that's Chip Kelly, isn't it?
Brian Kelly is who
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
I was still confused.
I was
Chip
like,
Kelly,
wait a
he's still
second.
Ohio State.
Yeah, he's still the coordinator.
But Brian Kelly, from the moment he took the podium as the LSU coach and tried to do the fake LSU or the fake Louisiana accent, all that, he was doomed from there, to me. And honestly, look what Freeman, I think, is the Notre Dame coach.
Yeah,
Right?
Marcus Freeman, for sure.
He's done just fine. And everybody thought they were going to take a down step from Brian Kelly leaving to go to LSU. It's actually been the opposite. Notre Dame's looked better, in my opinion.
I
I don't know what
And he got me pulled into it. I would go right with you.
I haven't said that was Chip Kelly, but
Yeah.
the worst thing
Yeah.
LSU did, the worst thing LSU did was fire Coach O. That was the worst possible decision they could
Because
have
he
made.
was a Louisiana man.
He was a Louisiana man.
I mean,
He sounded like it.
He sounded like he was
like
Louisiana.
he looks like he was right off a
I don't care
water.
if I'm from Louisiana. I'm dying for that guy.
Yeah, that's
That was the worst thing they could have done.
Well,
Well,
I think Clemson wins that game. I think Dabo is just a better coach. Klubnik, quarterback, played in Death Valley at night. I see Clemson taking that game.
I think Death Valley is a hard place to play.
Mhm.
So I do agree. I take Clemson to win that game.
I'd take Clemson to win that game as well.
Ryan?
Clemson.
Well, let's move on now, and we're going to get into the mid-afternoon game on ABC. Alabama traveling down to Tallahassee to take on the Florida State Seminoles. And it's interesting because now you've got DeVore in his, third season?
Second.
Second season. Alabama is always getting the good recruits. Florida State has been down. Does Florida State stand a chance in this game?
I do not think so. And either does Las Vegas, 13.5 underdogs. They think 50.5 points, which is playing right into Bama's hand. Defensive controlling it. I think Bama rolls them.
All right, now let me throw this out to you guys. Does DeVore go on the hot seat if they lose this game? In his second year,
Let's rephrase that. Is DeBoer on the hot seat?
I don't think
No.
he is now. He missed the playoffs last year.
No,
I don't think he is right now.
because they were still whining that he should have made it with 3 losses.
Right. But
Then Michigan went down there and shut that shit up.
yeah, I think if he loses to Florida State right now, you're gonna hear some stuff coming out of Tuscaloosa.
There'll be some major grumbling. But if Bama has they can't lose Vanderbilt.
No,
They can't have these.
No.
They can't have those type of losses. He won't make it out of his second year if
No.
he keeps having those losses.
I mean Saban never had this.
no.
You know,
But he was all
He was supposed to be.
Saban was also the best coach ever in college football. Sorry,
Well,
But he
there's
was-
arguments there.
there's no argument there.
There's definitely
There's
arguments
definitely
there.
arguments.
yeah.
No,
Barry
not a
Switzer,
chance.
Martin Mangino.
Chewy Johnson. These are all great coaches.
You're
Of
not gonna
time.
say Tom
Lou Holtz. There is Tom, too.
Thank you.
And then there is Tom over longevity. You know, I mean, there's Nick Saban was a great coach, and he's definitely
One of the top.
one of the top coaches. But to say he's the best coach of all time, that's just not doing anybody else any justice. There's so many coaches out there that put in time.
And
I disagree.
I think in this day and age with coaching, with the NIL money, with the transfer portal, with all of that stuff, you're never going to see a dynasty like you saw. I mean,
No,
you had the Alabama dynasty, you had the Georgia dynasty, and I'm looking at 2 to 3 years as calling it a dynasty.
Nebraska dynasty, Florida State had a dynasty in the
Miami.
late '90s. Miami had a 2-decade off and
Yeah.
on run.
And you go back to Oklahoma back in the day.
Oklahoma, home in the '80s.
Yeah.
I mean, late '70s, all through the '80s.
Yep.
That was Barry Switzer's world.
Yeah.
And every national championship went through Oklahoma.
Yep.
And that was an hiatus for Alabama. They were never to be seen in that 10 because Barry didn't dodge them and he went down there and beat them all every time he had a chance.
So I think Alabama wins this game.
Yeah.
I think they actually win pretty easy, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
I think Florida State, when they got kicked out of the playoffs, when they were undefeated,
Yeah.
that ruined their program.
Yep.
You might as well have been the NCAA, put a death penalty on them and stamp it, hey, they suck.
Do you agree, Brian? Alabama?
I agree. I think Alabama wins easy. I think it's a 2-score game.
Braden?
Bama rolls them, I think. I agree with Jeff 100% that what recruit's gonna want to go to Florida State after you go undefeated and can't make playoff?
Yeah.
It's a whole different story now with 12 man, but guys that still in my day and age are younger, they're going now. They see that.
They see it.
Why-
And that
why
means
don't you go?
that means they're not going to get credit for what they did.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we're going to travel down early morning, 11 a.m. We're going to go down to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome or Georgia Dome, Atlanta, Georgia, Syracuse, and Tennessee. Tennessee coming in as a favorite in this game. I don't even know what the
14.
2 touchdown spread there. I don't know if they're going to cover 2 touchdowns in that game. Syracuse may not be the big sweetheart team out there, but they always find a way to stay in games. And I just think I'm not sold on Tennessee yet.
But Wuzenico, you don't know what that offense is going to look like, and they're always up there in the SEC. But until kind of like, I mean, a lot of teams week 1, you never know. But we have to see it to see what Tennessee is going to look like. I agree.
I see Tennessee winning, but not by 14.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Syracuse put up a fight.
Yeah.
I think they run out of gas and then Tennessee wins. I mean, I think it'll be close at halftime. I don't think it'll be that close at the end.
Brian?
I agree with Jeff. I think it'll be close to halftime, and then Tennessee will pull away at the end.
And Peyton Manning will be leading Rocky Top on the top of the band. Well, let's get to.
Yeah, Mannings aren't Tennessee people no more.
Oh yeah, they're
They're Shorthorns.
And speaking of the Presley Barker Texas Longhorns,
Oh my, here
Presley
we go.
wanted us to throw up a hook 'em horn. There you go, Presley. I'll give you a couple. Texas traveling up to Columbus, Ohio, and the Horseshoe to take on Ohio State. 1 versus 3 matchup to start the season. Week 1, guys. I mean, you can't ask for anything better.
No.
You can't ask for anything better. 1 against 3. Both teams talked about being in the national title hunt. One team, the defending national champions. I'm looking for a good game here. The Arch Manning.
And it's only a point and a half spread.
Yeah.
And when you're home team, you usually get 3.
Yep.
Jeff,
The Ohio State's
Jeff.
only a point and a half.
it's 2.5 spread.
It moved today.
Did it move to? Last I
moved
checked,
it.
it was 2.5.
More money's
For-
coming in on Ohio State, moved it to 1.5.
Yeah. You know,
But you're right, it was 2.5 all week.
So this is what it comes down to. I mean, you've got talent all over the field here. Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State, one of the top receivers in the nation. You've got Arch coming in. Everybody's hyped
Ohio
up
State will
on
be
him.
breaking in a new quarterback.
Yes.
Also,
Redshirt freshman.
Yep. I think this comes down to which coach is going to be the better coach in this game. Is it going to be Sarkisian or is it going to be Day? They both got talent all over the field.
Yeah.
I mean, there's talent all over the field on this game. I mean, you could probably say there's going to be 6 to 10 guys getting drafted next year in the NFL draft out of this game alone.
yeah.
And it's going to come down to who can do the coaching. Who's the better coach out of those two?
This answer's gonna kill Jeff. I already know it.
Actually, now Texas does the least with the most, and they always have.
Yeah.
But they always do real well early.
Yeah.
I see them going up and stinging Ohio State.
They traveled into Alabama a couple years ago and beat them.
Yep.
Um,
They beat shit out of Michigan last year. Annihilated them. They ran them right out of the stadium.
Again, I am not sold on Ryan Day.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sold on Sarkisian either. But Texas, like I said, they start out good,
Yeah.
they end weak,
Yeah.
and I don't see this year being any
Do you
different.
see Arch Manning having a big game?
No, I see the Texas defense having a big game.
Okay. Braden?
I have Texas. I have Sarkisian. I think will outcoach Ryan Day. I like you guys. I'm not a big believer in Ryan Day, and perhaps I know it's not been much, but Arch does have experience in college settings. We know nothing about this Ohio State quarterback. He's a redshirt freshman, has not seen the field, and I think those two reasons is why Texas will win this game.
Brian?
I agree with Braden. I think that the difference in this is going to be Arch Manning's a little, like just a shade of experience. But I think this is a 2-score game. I think Texas goes in and wins by 10 plus. I think Texas should have been favored the whole time.
Yeah,
That said, this game, win or lose for either team, does it make or break the season?
no.
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 This game is
It could be a national championship preview, in all honesty. I mean,
no. Texas isn't winning the SEC.
I'm just saying.
Stop
They
it.
didn't win the SEC last year, but they got into the CFP.
They did.
I'm just
And Ohio State ripped.
saying
They didn't rip
They didn't rip them.
They controlled that game the whole time.
They did, but Texas was going in for the tie score.
Texas was the only team that got close.
Exactly. So, and I think Manning's a better quarterback than yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going
And
to
we haven't
show
seen
he
it
is.
yet.
I think he's going to show he's a better quarterback.
we have seen him. He won 2 games for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I'm just saying there's way too much hype behind Arch Manning and Texas. I think Texas is going to be poised for a national title run.
Well, Presley, I know you're watching. Tune in. Drop us a line here real quick and let us know what you think the score of this game is going to be and who you think is going to win. So we'll get back to that in a second. Hopefully Presley drops us a little line here, Jeff. Let's circle back now. Tomorrow night, we are 24 hours from kickoff. 24 hours. One day.
Get out late.
One day. So, Brian, we're going to start with you.
Sorry.
How do you think the game is going to go tomorrow night down in Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium, GHA Field? What do you think the final tally is going to be?
I honestly think it's going to end up being a lower scoring game. I could see it being like a 24-20 game, something like that. I think Nebraska does pull it out, but I do think it's going to be a 1-score game. So like I said, I think Nebraska wins, but I don't think it's going to be an easy win like people think.
Brady.
I have us winning 35-21.
Jeff.
31-10. Defense controls the whole second half. Cincinnati's going to wish they didn't come to Arrowhead. They're going to wish that game would have been in Indianapolis where they had a little more fan base there. It's going to be a red. They're going to be playing Red Kingdom Nation as we walk out in honor of everything. I mean, this is our house. I mean, this is home away from home. Even though we've never been there, this is our place.
Well,
And like I said, this is the beginning. This is the first game of a double-digit win season in a playoff run.
Now let me ask this. If it is a close game, Nebraska struggles, what do you think of the team?
Let's see how it looks.
Okay, all right, I can understand
Good.
that.
Did I can't picture that right now. I picture us rolling them, and that's where we're at. And I think every Husker in the state also envisions that in their head and sees us rolling them. And every good thought that you can send that way, get your rosary beads out, give Huskers a little prayer, give a nod to the gods, and let's get this shit started. Go Big Red!
go Big Red! Can I get mine now?
Yep.
Okay. So I've got two scenarios pointed out. One, if Nebraska gets a running game going and they can give Dylan the time in the pocket that he needs, you're going to be looking at a 31-10 game. I think Cincinnati will hit maybe a field goal. They'll maybe hit a play early in the game, catching Nebraska off guard with something trick, and I see them scoring that way. If they can't get the running game going and the offensive line struggles against the Cincinnati defensive line, I'm saying if, I think it's going to be a closer game, and I see Nebraska winning in a 24-17 type game. And that's the way I look at it right now. I want to see the first one because I want to see Dylan Raiola. I want to see him have that time. I want to see him show what he can do as a quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's going to come down to, can they run the ball and can they protect him?
I'll be very disappointed if it's that close.
Right?
If it was a 24-17 game, to answer your question, struggling wise, I'll be very disappointed as a Husker fan. I won't be completely pulling back off of my predictions and everything, but I'd be very disappointed if that's how that goes. I feel like we're just gonna roll them.
Yeah. Well, 24 hours. Tune it in. ESPN. And we're going to see how the Huskers 2025 season kicks off. A lot of nerves, a lot of anticipation. A lot of people are primed. They've been delayed. They're very.
I just don't even know. I wish.
Jeff, the 10-year-old on Christmas Eve right now.
Absolutely.
He's waiting up to see Santa Claus
Oh, he's coming.
in that big red suit of his, right?
Yeah,
Jeff?
absolutely. He's gonna have a big red bow on that present, and when I open it up, it's gonna be a what are they? Oh, Bearcats. It's gonna be a dead Bearcat in there.
Yeah. That's what you're going to
Bearcat run.
Well, next Wednesday night, we'll be right back here, 7 o'clock. As always, if we're broadcasting from a different location, then tomorrow night's game didn't go the way it was supposed to. And Braden and I will have to be somewhere different with Brian. So if it goes away, we're going to be right back here on this set. So we'll see you all next week from right here in Jeff Green's house. And we will talk NFL football, which will be kicking off. We'll recap the first week of college football. We'll review the second week of college football. And
get ready for pro because we'll be 24 hours away from that first game.
Yep.
When we go off next week.
And we will be talking about how my draft was 10 times better than Jeff's.
Wow. I'm winning this year. You know that, right? This is my year.
You're not the commissioner. You can't win.
You
can't cheat like you used to.
You're not cheat.
So we appreciate you all tuning in. We ask you all, please hit that subscribe button, follow button, hit that. Tell your friends, your family, because we've got to the end of September to get to 1,000. And then we're going to see Jeff wearing a green Donald Duck or green Eagle shirt on this broadcast.
We'll figure something out.
And you all will want to see that. I could have went worse. I could have made you wear a Colorado Buffalo shirt on this.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Yeah.
I mean, that Texas, I would agree to any of that.
Yeah.
This green stuff, yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah. So, but we appreciate you tuning in tonight. Go Big Red tomorrow night from Kansas City, Missouri, as they take on the Travis Kelce former team, Cincinnati Bearcats, and Jason Kelce.
Yeah.